Okay, so this is how the hardtop's starting to come together. Really was pretty much just all rotten, and what was kind of good wasn't worth saving because all of this white oak will be just naturally varnished. So 6, 7, 8 coats gives you a beautiful light dipped in honey look. Be very attractive with the Douglas fir plywood skin, which will also be natural, no stain. But then you do pick up the stain on the mahogany sides here and wraps around into the sill and then down through the hardtop and the deck. So you have that divide. It makes this lighter looking. It doesn't make the cabin top dark. And so it was basically everything was just condemned. There's a hatch here that'll get cut away after all these are screwed. Everything will come apart, and some of these pieces like the white oak will get several coats of varnish, then get reassembled. Skin will go on, it'll come off, get varnished, and then go back on, and then eventually a couple coats when everything's built. But this is a lot of work right here in disassembly, building this little level jig for it. I think there was like 400 nails just holding the plywood on. So just a massive amount of work here. But it's coming. So this is the second front of the boat. Okay, so I want to take a little time to show you how you lay out to make another rub rail. And the first thing you typically do, depending on how fast a board is curving, you pick a number. Like say we're going to mark it off every foot, every 4 inches, every 2 feet. So, you know, there's 1 foot, 2 foot. Interesting enough, original pencil line at the 2 foot. From 1939. So I have this block that I've cut to what my blanks were, 2 1/8 by 1 5/8 inches. So I ripped some blanks of oak for that, green oak. And now I can take and measure from here to there, and I can write that down, or I can immediately transfer that on the other blank. And I want to come up here and I want to measure this distance. So let's just say this is 3/8. Let's say this is 1 inch. So you can do it on a piece of paper and then come and mark it, or you can go right to the board. So then I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to measure this distance, and I'm going to measure this distance. And when you get way back here, you can see that's changing. This is not as much. This is even more, based on how the flare of the shear plank is. And then as I get to the back of the boat, this is not quite to the transom. This has changed quite a bit. It's completely opposite. So I've got almost 1 inch here. And over here I've got a fair amount, because this is turning into more of a triangle now. Triangle except with the flat there. So that is, you just measure 1 foot at a time, or 4 inches if it's a really radical curve. Every 2 foot, depending on what the boat would require. 100 footer might be every 3 foot. And then transfer those lines and power plane to them, or hand plane, final grinding, whatever it takes to dial it in.
Now you guys may have to be on the floor out here to get the bend.
Yeah, you're right. You gotta get down.
There you go. I can't see anything.
It's okay. I'll turn it now. Okay.
out just a little bit.
Come back out.
No, not you. Us,
Okay.
over here.
All right.
I'll try to mention.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. A little more. One more hit. That's probably it.
Yep.
One more. That's it. Tighten it up. It will suck that difference, Rick.
That's close.
This one's okay.
That's close enough.
This one's
Nice.
okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, let go of that clamp then.
Just tighten it.
Bad, but it should be okay for the moment.
Yeah, it's
Tighten it up.
It's moving.
Put a second block behind there, Rick. If we get a block between a block, you can't move back.
Is that better? Yes.
I was hitting on the.
I know.
Yeah, you saw it.
Try and get right parallel to the rail.
Am I almost there?
Yeah. Yeah. You're on it. You're on it.
That sounds bad, but I know it's not. You got to go up.
Okay.
Today we're working on the decks. I've got more than half of it done already, so I'll just show you the process step by step of my method of doing this particular deck. So originally it had a V on one side and the other side was straight, which they would have put either varnish or bedding compound depending on which model you had. Ours, we decided to run the table saw and just cut a straight slot so that we don't have an issue of the V shrinking as you chop sand the decks. Our seams will be uniform throughout that whole process and we won't have to revisit it. So I'll make a mark on each side here. And then I'll roughly connect the lines. Then I'll cut it. I'll sand it a little bit and then I'll check the fit and see if it needs to be adjusted any. And it doesn't. So now I have two squares set up. One is set at 1 inch, which was our determined offset to have in from the end, and the other is set at 1/2 inch, which was how far in from each edge we wanted to be to have a uniform looking screw pattern. So I'll get this end positioned where I want it to be. Bring over my screws. And I'm not countersinking to full depth because I want to have more wood to pull from when I caulk this down. Before the caulk is 100% dry, since we're using 5200, we have a week working time in these temperatures. We'll come back, say, 2 or 3 days from now, and one at a time we'll take the screws out, countersink deeper, and put them back in, so that way they're totally below the surface at a pluggable depth. We're not going to plug them just yet until we're done chop sanding, in case we have to pull them out and sink them even deeper. As you work back, you want to make sure that your board is tight to the other decks in case there's any warpage in your strips. We started out with one in the center, and we took a straight edge to that one to make sure that we're straight. And assuming that we're tight with each consecutive strip, we won't have any compounding of errors there where you have your strips start to wander one way or the other and you don't have straight seams. After I've drilled and countersunk all of these, I'm going to come back along with a piece of sandpaper and just knock off the fuzz on the top of the hole. And then I'm going to blow it all out with compressed air so that I don't have any chips impeding the fitment of the next strip.
Yep. Okay guys, don't lift so tall on starboard because John's almost hitting. Yep. Rick, step up. Goes not back far enough. Yeah.